All right, the next question asks us that if you were given the graph of a function on a piece of graph paper and you knew it was one-to-one, how would you be able to sketch its inverse on the same piece of graph paper? Okay. Probably the best way to reason this through. Let's pretend this is a piece of graph paper. And let's pretend I drew a function for you that looked like this. Okay? This function is one-to-one. It passes both the vertical and the horizontal line tests. So in other words, let's call this f of x. If I ask you to sketch f inverse of x, there are a couple ways to do it. One way would be to use the fact that the line y equals x is a line of symmetry when it comes to inverse functions. So in other words, I know that if I want to find the inverse of this function, I use this line as a line of symmetry. So I would draw a picture that looked something like this. Roughly, get the idea. I would draw a picture that looked something like that, and that would represent my inverse function. So one way for me to do it would be to draw the original graph that was given on graph paper, the original function, draw in the line y equals x, and then symmetrically cross it. In other words, if I start here, I walk toward this line, I walk the same distance away, and I get another point on the graph here. And you continually do that, okay? Notice how the distance from here is the same as the distance, if these were drawn perfectly. But you get the idea of what's happening here, okay? So basically, crossing the line y equals x is a perfect way to do it. Another way to do it, and just to kind of give you an idea here, this looks like it would have been the ordered pair 1, 0. Well, you know how to form an inverse function. You swap the ordered pairs. So if this is 1, 0, you know the point 0, 1 is going to be on the inverse. So another way to find it would be to pick several points along the original function and interchange their x and y value and replot them, and you would get the inverse function that way also. Okay.